good to see him get the pads on, a little bit more physical out there today?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell it gives those guys up front a little better opportunity. You know, sometimes you just have helmets on and you want them to go and you want them to go. So it really comes down to who goes a little bit harder, and it's really nice. It's really tough to play the game up front without putting those things on, but they have done a great job of working together, and this was the next step, I think.
Is this the first real look at the offensive line and what you've got and how you're going to put those pieces of that puzzle together?
Again, it's still a work in progress, and we'll find a way to get the best five. And I think that's what Coach Crook is ultimately looking for. We're ultimately looking for, and you know, those guys have got to be interchangeable. And you finally put some pads on, you can see how guys really react and respond when things pick up. You don't have to be live and tackling and things like that for the guys up front to get as good a work as they possibly can. So it's a great start for us up front.
It seemed like when you went live, the first couple plays took them a few to get going, but then once they got a few reps,
there's a lot of things to do, and they don't. We're after them to go. Then they say, well, okay, what's the difference between thud and live, and what do we do? So there is a process of learning through this thing, and we'd rather have them in that situation where they're going so hard that we have to pull them back a little bit and kind of teach from the progression of saying, hey, I'd rather have you going and us pull you back. But I think that's the first day right here with some pads on. I think that might have been the one little issue to start with. It's like, okay, hey, they're feeling their way a little bit too much. Let's make sure we don't no confusion now. We got a doubt, just go.
You've got third most players in the country that are graduates. What does that say about the program? What does that mean to you to have guys like that?
I think there's 13 guys that we'll have that play on the 31st that have already graduated. And I mean, I tell you what, when I walked in here, that was one of those things I had an opportunity to step back and take a peek at and try to evaluate in a short period of time the entire program and what we needed to do to go the direction we need to go. And that was one of those spots where we watched the academics and how they went about it and their plan and then their record for things, and we didn't touch it one bit. Just they had done an unbelievable job, and from their structure to the way they manage, the way they handle things, and they got it all together.
Why is that important? Obviously, I can see why.
Well, there's no substitute for intelligence in all the things we do, but you guys got to feel good about what they're doing. You know they're here for a reason. It's not just to play football. So I think in the long run, we're taking care of these guys. I think that's the most important thing that we can do is make sure they know that we care. And when we care, we mean we care. I mean, we're going to walk out here with a meaningful degree. You're going to be ready for life after football, whether it's right when you graduate or hopefully 6, 7, 8, 10 years down the road.
When will you name a quarterback, or is it already kind of common knowledge that it's going to be?
No. I think that we sat down together, both Hayden and Ross and Coach Denbrock and I sat down, I think 2 days ago, and just kind of said, hey, this is the way we're going to go about things. I want you guys to continue to compete. I want you guys to continue to push one another. There'll be no confusion. We'll for sure be there. There'll be no what ifs. We're going to communicate with you guys, and ultimately, one of you guys is going to be the starting quarterback. And I want you to be able to, whoever that is, to respect it, and the other guy to continue to push him, and then ultimately say we got to do this thing together and make each other better. So we kind of said we didn't designate a time, but we want to really see him compete. And there's more to it than just who throw the most touchdown passes. There's more to it than who's just a leader, who takes care of the football. It's all that stuff combined together, and I don't think you can truly tell that after just 1 or 2 practices.
But you also had spring practice.
We had spring. Spring was very difficult because those guys are in a situation where they're learning their third offense in 3 years. So it's hard to evaluate them truly as what they're doing and what they understand because they're still learning. You can tell what they can do movement-wise, how strong is their arm. The summer was big for us to see their leadership skills, and right now it's about who can manage the game of football and who understands the game of football and who can put us in the best situation to win.
Can you tell a big difference in them now as opposed to the spring?
I can tell a huge difference. Not just in them, but in their confidence level, their leadership skills, their knowing for what's expected of them, and I think that's what you got to be able to do. Some guys expect the quarterback to throw for 400 yards. They only have a good game if they throw for 6 touchdowns and 400 yards. That's not the objective. Now there might be some of those days, but the guy that can manage the game, the guy that can make everybody around him better, can accept responsibility and blame even when it's not theirs. That's the guy we're gonna.
You have in your mind, I would think, why you need to pick somebody. Right?
Yeah, I think we talk about it. I talk about it. I know I got it in my mind, and when you'd like to be able to have that by, and hopefully we would. Those guys will know before anybody else. And I think that's, to me, the most important thing for us. Whether we release it to the media, we tell everybody the reality is what those guys in that locker room, what those 2 or 3 guys that are competing for the position, they know that we're all on the same page and that we got a great communication with one another, that ultimately whoever that guy is, the other guy's every bit as important and viable to his growth, our growth, and everything we're going to do this entire season.
How close is it? Can you even say?
Yeah, it's close. It's close. It's close because of both their abilities to lead. You know, I think right now maybe Hayden's got a little bit better grasp and maybe the throwing the ball right now. But you know, there's some other things that Ross does very well too. And I think sometimes you got to get into some of those live situations to see how guys react and respond. So you know, we're in no rush to tell the public, but I feel that those guys have a good feel for what's going on and the route to which we're going.
Anything else? How much does it mean to you to have Gino Guidugli on staff, a guy that did it at a high level here and knows what it means to be a Bearcat?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it was an incredible get for us, not just on the field, but on the recruiting side of things. I think one of the things that maybe these guys lack a little bit is knowing the history of UC football. You know, knowing the history of this great stadium, of Nippert Stadium, and I know I lack a little bit of that. I study it, I work it, I try to study. Knowledge of it so I can relay it to them, but there's a guy that's been here, that's done it, that chose this place over a lot of other places. So I mean, we talk about it all the time. It's not always what we say, it's what we do. I see better than I hear. Well, he's a great example for seeing how it's done, seeing how it's done here, seeing why he came here. So it's not just 1 or 2 times, it's not just on the football field, it's the whole program. He means a lot to me.
We good?
Yep.
Thank you.